So we really struggled. Slow Streets was this crazy thing that came together in the worst of lockdowns to help people kind of walk around and socially distance. Most of the slow streets didn't work and went away. Some slow streets had very unexpected results that were intriguing to us. And so we kept kind of experimenting and changing things around. And one of the things that we really struggled with was the manual for uniform traffic control devices and the what we had in stock in our own sign shop. We totally blew it on signage for slow streets, and we created conflict that was unnecessary. And I really want to apologize for that. We should have identified that problem far earlier and applied more creativity sooner in order to get around the problem. So, early on in the program, we had like all these signs that basically said, "You are not welcome here." Like road closed, no through traffic, local traffic only. These are signs that are allowed in the manual for uniform traffic control devices, and we have on hand. But they're confusing and incorrect and hostile and unenforceable. So last month we finally, we made a significant pivot. We are not done, and I think we need a lot more work in order to figure out how do we set proper expectations for slow streets. So here's my interpretation of what slow streets should be. Slow streets, everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. And everyone should respect the right of everyone else to be welcome as well. So what we want for slow streets is for families with kids to feel safe, biking together to school. What we want is people with visual impairments. This is one of the weird surprises that I would have never expected, is the amount of exercise.
Could you just tell what the driver of a car is supposed to do? We understand the other issues. It's the car. I think the people who largely aren't walking down the street because they're not out there, I think they know what the rules are. That's easy to figure out. I'm asking for the driver who wants to stay off of Fulton and wants to turn on Cabrillo, is it okay for them to go down a slow street?
All right, so the expectations that our board in December changed the staff recommendation in their approval resolution. And what our board said is that a slow street should have a speed target of 15 miles an hour for cars. And I would argue for people on bikes as well. Yeah, exactly. And that, anyone on wheels has to yield to anyone on foot. I know they don't, and I've seen that. This is a huge problem. And this is part of, in some ways it's a symptom of the thing that I was talking about earlier, which is the rise in incivility in San Francisco. And part of that rise in incivility is absolutely people on bikes who are behaving like arrogant, horrible people. Right? So it's a city. There's a lot of us here. We have to be kind to each other and share space. And that means not bullying anyone, whether you're in a car or a bicyclist, banging your hand on the hood of somebody in a car. No! Slow streets are for everyone going slow. And if you want to use a slow street and drive for multiple blocks, yes, you can do that, but go slow. If you want to go fast, take one of the other streets. And if you're going slow in a slow street, know that there's going to be people wandering around in front of you and kids playing basketball, and all that is good because this is a city.